Hello and welcome back to the Being Grounded podcast. We are on a mission to help you redefine success, become the best version of yourself and find peace in this fast-paced world. Hi, my name is Molly.
And hi, my name is Fleur.
And in today's episode, we are doing a little bit of a different one. As you may or may not already know, we are a self-development channel where we talk about how you can become grounded, just find peace, in this fast-paced world. We are very focused and rooted on trying to find balance within hustle culture, as we do believe you can hustle and succeed the life you want, whilst also being balanced, whilst also just finding time to take care of yourself. So therefore, we wanted to do a little bit of a different one today, where we talk all about how you can really romanticize autumn. You can still be a busy business owner, busy content creator, busy girl, busy this, busy that, whilst also romanticizing the season, whilst also taking the time to find hobbies and enjoy them. That will get you ultimately in the autumnal mood. So in today's episode, we're going to be discussing all about how you can really romanticize autumn and just make the most of the season. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode.
Okay, so we're going to break down this episode into a few sections. We're going to start off by sharing some tips about how you can romanticize autumn. Then we're going to be talking about some books that we think would help you to get into that lock-in season. And we did do a separate episode on the lock-in season. So when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, it's time to be the best version of yourself before the year ends. I'm simply just saying it's time to be focused and do whatever feels right for you. So we're going to share maybe 3 books each on things that we've been reading recently that we would love to have you guys read. And then we're also going to go through some YouTubers that we absolutely adore that are great to watch in this time of the year, whether it be like vlogging people or self-development YouTubers. And then if we get a chance at the end, we'll do like a little quick fire of all the things that we love to do this autumn, and whether it's reading, watching films or activities, anything. So let's get straight into the episode.
Okay, tip number 1 is to find something, an old hobby, an old childhood hobby. Maybe it could be crocheting, maybe it could be arts and crafts, colouring, and do that by candlelight. Now, you don't have to have a whole ass fire. You don't have to have a flipping, do you know what I mean, log fire or bonfire. But even just simply having a candle, a few candles, light a few candles, and just really get in touch with that hobby. Maybe set the theme with some autumnal music. Maybe watch Gilmore Girls, maybe watch a horror film, maybe watch something scary, and just really relax. Especially as a very busy entrepreneur, very busy woman, man, whatever. It can be very hard to try and find a moment of peace and quiet just to actually get back in touch with your hobbies. And I feel like autumn's a perfect time to do this. It's a really great time to get back in touch with your hobbies and just really find and heal that inner child. There's so much healing that can be found within finding and retouching into your old hobbies, whether that be colouring, whether that be crochet. For me, I used to crochet all the time. I've made blankets, cardigans.
Wait, what? How did I not know this?
Did you not know that?
You crochet? Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just learning with everybody else, I guess. So like, I'm actually a professional baker, Molly. I've been baking for 18 years and I like to sell my cakes on Etsy. Oops, I forgot to tell you that.
Oh my god, yeah. I crochet. I haven't done it in so long. Yeah, I haven't crocheted in a while.
I love that. I've always wanted to crochet. What the hell? If I'd known, I would have asked you to teach me. Well, I'm asking you now. You have to teach me.
Alright, I'll send you a video.
I need to know.
What do you want me to make you? I can make you some stuff.
A pumpkin.
Alright, inshallah, I'll try to make you a pumpkin. I've made these little pumpkin coasters before. I'm going to send you a video of this massive, like, blanket that I made for my mum. Because when my mum had cancer, I made her this, like, because I thought she was going to have chemo. So I made her a blanket, but she didn't have to have. I'm just dropping law here,
so
aren't
sweet.
I? Can crochet, have cancer.
Don't worry, my mum's going into surgery.
And I decided to start crocheting this whilst I was on the moon. Well, I went to the moon back in 2015. It was a crazy experience. I didn't even know the rocket ship was pink.
Wait, you went to the moon?
Yeah.
I actually believed it for a second. You know, the camera will pick it up. My face literally went blank. I was like, I was trying to compute what you had said. I was like, Molly went to the moon? When? Since when? Like, I actually was processing it. Like, why was I even processing it? What's wrong with me? I swear I just believe in everything. Like, you know, it reminds me, and this is so off point, but there was this one time that one of my friends in middle school convinced me that their dog had died. just because they knew I was gullible. And I full on cried. And then they were like,
mean.
Fleur, I was just joking.
Oh.
I was like, well, that's not a joke though, is it?
That's so mean.
I mean, yeah, I'm so gullible. You could tell me that you were a duck about 2 days ago, and I would ask you what duck were you?
No,
like, why?
Because you know,
I would believe you.
No, because you know that I'm literally the same, right? I kid you not. When I was in secondary school, some guy told me that his dad or mum or something worked for Google, right? So I believed him. Is that not a fucking normal thing to do?
But why wouldn't you believe that though? Like, that's a normal
it.
thing, yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, you're just so dumb and gullible. You're just so stupid." I was like, "What?"
No, I would personally believe that.
I would too. I'd believe it now. If someone told me now they work for Google, I'd be like, "Wow, mashallah, like, you go, girl."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Wow, how did you get in that?" But anyways,
yeah. Anyway,
sorry,
back
we're
to
getting
the thing.
sidetracked.
Yeah. So when I was crocheting on
back
the moon,
to hobbies and crocheting.
When I was crocheting on the moon, and a little alien came up to me and was like, "Do you mind making me a blanket?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I crocheted him a blanket, and then no, I'm just joking. No, I didn't actually go.
No, they really believed you, Molly. I'm sure they believed you.
I'm sure they did. Well, when I anyway, I used to crochet. So obviously my mum never ended up having chemo, but I made her a blanket anyway because I thought might as well. It took me a long time to make because I just don't have the time or attention just to sit down and crochet the whole thing. I mean, if I'd have just done that for like a month, it would have been done very quick, but it took me at least a year to make. But anyway, I made a blanket.
That's really cool though.
So I really, I feel like just getting in touch with those hobbies, because like I said, I haven't done it in a very long time. So for me to sit down and crochet again would just be so nice. Find my yarn, find my crochet hook. I don't even know where it is in this house, but I'll find it. So I feel like doing stuff like that, you know, coming back in touch with your hobbies is the perfect way to set the scene for autumn.
It's so true. And I always try to say that like hobbies are what make a person, and when you really like focus on what makes you happy as a person and like what kind of hobbies you love, you sort of like light that fire inside of you. And I tend to lose myself when I don't have those hobbies, so I love that. And then the second tip would be to romanticize darkness.
Ooh.
And I'm actually stealing this from my friend Jess. We made a whole romanticizing autumn video, which is on my channel, so definitely recommend that video. And she said that one of the things that she loves to do, and just that she recommends for people to do, is to just romanticize like darkness, romanticize the quiet of the night, romanticize being the only one awake. And I actually find it so funny because people get seasonal depression in the Burr months, which is like September, October, November, December. But when it comes to like this time of year, I can't tell you, I could actually cry. I could actually cry. I love autumn and Christmas that much. Like from September to December, this is when I am my happiest self, even though the world is arguably like dying, like the trees and everything, it's all like dying. For me, I find so much comfort in the dark, and that's ironic because I actually have a massive fear of the dark. But in like the night moments, like what time is it right now, Molly? It is 7 o'clock and it's nearly pitch black outside. Like it's getting close. Like it's at this time it would still be bright. Like it's getting there. When you romanticize the darkness and you romanticize waking up early, like Molly was sending me a voice message or a video, I don't remember when you were telling me this, but you were saying how you wanted to start like waking up at 5 a.m. I've never done that, and personally I don't know if I could, only for the sake of me, I don't know, I feel like I'd go insane. I definitely do want to try it, and I am thinking of potentially doing a 5 a.m. every day for a week video on my YouTube channel, because I am into vlogs, and I think that anything to do with self-development and vlogs is where I love to like do that kind of stuff. But I think I would just be scared that it would make me feel really exhausted because my brain's not used to that. But yeah, just romanticizing the darkness, romanticizing waking up early, going to bed early, and getting the most out of your day, because daylight, what is it called again? Daylight savings? Oh, daylight savings. Yeah. That's coming around shortly. Is it in November? Because I heard someone else say it was in November, but I wasn't sure. I'm assuming it is.
I think it is. I'm not sure.
So 2 months
it didn't
away.
say it's autumn tomorrow. Tomorrow's the first day of autumn.
Yeah, it's the first day of autumn tomorrow. So when you're watching this, it will be the second official day of autumn. So it's literally perfect.
No, I feel like when it comes to the waking up at 5 a.m. thing, the thing that helps me most is finding a purpose. So for example, for me, I would just get up at that time
Praying
anyway to
is
pray.
your
Yeah.
purpose.
So because during the winter times, obviously the prayer times get like closer together, so the days come shorter. So I'd be up at that time anyway. So instead of just going back to sleep, try and go to sleep earlier to then be able to wake up earlier. But because I had a reason to get up anyway, instead of going back to sleep, I would just find something more productive to do. It's weird. It's quite eerie.
I see.
I feel like being, because what I used to do last year was I'd wake up sort of 5ish a.m. and I'd go out on a walk. Like, it's just weird. It's mad quiet.
Oh my god, really? I would be way too scared to do that. Like,
it's because
for my safety, but then also...
Yeah, that's true. Well, to be fair, it wasn't quite 5 a.m. I was walking. It was probably more about like 6:30 I'd go on a walk. Because by the time I had breakfast and I watched a bit of Gilmore Girls and I eased my way into the morning. And where I had college, it started quite early as well, because I was starting college early.
Yes. Like for me with work, but I only work 2 days a week, then it makes sense. But I think the way that I would struggle with it is that I don't feel like I have a purpose to wake up that early.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only time I would do is when daylight savings comes around. So maybe I'll try it in November.
You'll be so tired. Like, it really wiped me out. I feel like if I got used to it, because I only did it a few times, but if I got used to it,
you need to get used to it. It's like a full-on thing.
Tip number 3 is something which Fleur has actually inspired me to do. I haven't done it yet, I'm not gonna lie to you, but one day me and Fleur were in a cafe, we're having a little chat, we were talking what were we talking about? That was it was the day after my birthday, do you remember? And we were having a chat in the cafe, and I was so in awe, because she was basically telling me like a little thing like with books and stuff like that, where she basically said like,
oh, classical books, right?
Yeah, about classical books. What was it you said to do? Like, annotate
I literally switched into being an English teacher that day. Like, I remember it now. I was actually an English teacher.
I was just listening. I was like, oh my god, because I was imagining me in a cafe, basically having like a classical book. It doesn't have to be a classic. It could be a self-development. It could be any type of book you want. I'd recommend probably like a fictional book where you can learn something from. So like a classic or whatever it is. Classical book, and go through, sit in a cafe, have a nice latte, a nice coffee, and just annotate, read it really slowly, and annotate and highlight words. If you don't know what the word means, look it up in a dictionary or online or whatever it could be, and just really absorb and try and understand the message behind the book. Basically just having a reading date times 10, like on steroids, like having a reading date, but where you're trying to understand the writer, trying to understand the words, the linguistics, to improve your vocabulary, or even just to learn something, you know. I'm pretty sure if I sat down, read Crime and Punishment, 1984, Wuthering Heights, I'm sure I'd learn a lot about the time period, about the society, and about everything. So really take time to read a book in detail in a cafe. That would be my third tip.
I mean, it's so important. And I studied English and creative writing and just graduated with a first class honours, which is why I shared that advice, because literally for 3 years that's all I was doing. And I feel like people really overshadow the importance of studying English at university, and how we are quite literally psychoanalyzing the characters in the book. And I haven't read Wuthering Heights yet, which is kind of crazy, but it is on my list to read this autumn winter. But gothic, my favourites are Jane Eyre. I love Jane Eyre, and there are so many incredible messages in that book. There's like a really famous one that now I can't remember. I was gonna say Oliver Twist. I haven't even read Oliver Twist. It's a good story, but I've not actually read it. My favourite Oliver Twist. Oh my god, it's actually going to annoy me. The book is called Great Expectations. That one is really important, I think. I love Northanger Abbey, which is very like wintry. That's a good one. I guess Wuthering Heights as well, although I haven't read that. I know the story and I love the story. I don't even really want to talk about the adaptation coming out in February. I mean, what the hell? I'm still going to watch it because I'm intrigued, but what the hell? They've really changed it. Number 4 is to get into your writer's era. And I don't personally think that you need to be good at writing to get into your writer's era. Like, I am a poet and I love poetry with my whole heart. It's just who I am. Like, at the core of my being, poetry is me. Like, I am poetry and poetry is me. And I don't think that it should be inaccessible. I really don't. And that's why I'm working on something that will make poetry accessible to everybody, because I think that's really important. So if you have always wanted to write, whether it's a story, a poem, a song, whatever it may be, get out a piece of paper, your favorite pen, put the candle on, put your favorite pajamas on, get cozy, and just write. And you don't need to worry about it making sense or it being perfect or it being good enough. Just write. Like, I honestly love when people come to me with things that they've written. My granddad does this all the time. He'll come to me and he'll be like, Fleur, I wrote a poem, can you read it? And even if it like breaks all the rules of poetry for what I've been taught, because the thing is that people tend to think that poetry means that things rhyme and blah blah blah, but when you go to a degree level of literature, you will realize that everything that you're taught in school is wrong. Like, you're on the bat in English, in poetry, everything that you're taught is wrong. So everything you think about English is not what I've been taught, which is ironic because it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. Honestly, I don't even get it, because even the professors themselves say that everything that you're taught at school is irrelevant. Like, you literally get told to think the opposite of what you were taught. So then I don't know why from the get-go they don't just teach us the right way, but that's a conversation for another day. It should be accessible to everyone, and I think that art should be accessible to everyone. And if you have that desire, then just do it. Write your little story. It doesn't matter whether it's good or not good or amazing or not amazing. Like, it comes from the heart. And I think even with journaling, you are in essence writing a story. You're writing a story about your life, about your day, about your emotions. What better story is there to write than the story of yourself and the story of who you are as a person? And I think that that is so beautiful. And so every time you are journaling, you are being a writer. Like, that is an act of being a writer. In fact, as a writer, the best way for us to create work is by reflecting on our own life. That is how we become writers, through reflection. All of your favorite writers, they will have had experiences that made them feel a certain way, and then would then inspire for them to be able to write whatever it is that you now have in your hands. So even by journaling, having a conversation with yourself, talking to someone else, that is art. And I just think that, that's so beautiful. So why not connect with that and grow with that?
Wow. I love that idea. That's such a good idea. I never thought of that before. Because I feel like if that was me, I'd get so caught up with like, oh, it doesn't sound good. But really and truly, it's just a form of expression, isn't it? And a form of creativity, a form of art.
It's just a form of expression.
Yeah. Wow, I love that idea. Tip number 5 is to have a very romantic type of evening. Now, this could involve you having a bubble bath or maybe a really warm shower. Go to like the Body Shop, go to Lush, go to one of these nice like body places, I don't know what they're called, go to these nice places and just maybe pick up a nice bubble bath, or maybe a nice, that is what's called, right, bubble bath, like the soap stuff.
Yeah, bubble bath.
Yeah, pick up some nice bubble bath or a nice bath bomb or whatever it could be, and just really get into the romanticness of it. So you could have a bath, listen to some music, maybe you could read a book or read a magazine. I recently bought a copy of Vogue to read it in my bath. You could just do that.
That's such a vibe. And you're manifesting as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can just go into your own like little world, and then after that, maybe put on some nice fresh pajamas, watch a film, maybe invite one of your friends over. You could watch a horror film, or maybe like a nice rom-com, or whatever sort of film you feel like. Watch a cute film. Just really have a nice evening, just really get into the vibe. Like, me, Fleur, Fleur's mum, Senny, we all had like strawberries dipped in chocolate, which the horror film, where all wore like our pajamas. We just had one of those like cozy, just nice cozy evenings. Do you know what I mean? Just have something like that. Have something that's very warming, very cozy. You could do it by yourself, or maybe with a friend, or with your family, siblings, whatever it could be, and just get into that vibe. I really feel like it is just all about stepping into a vibe. That's literally what it is. Step into that coziness, step into that warmness of the season. Like I said, have the bubble bath, have the shower, use some products, maybe do a face mask. Just step into it, and just do things that are going to make you feel relaxed, calm, and have fun as well. Even have a pillow fight. I don't even know. Just like have fun.
And if you're interested, the film that we watched was Weapons, and I personally think that is one of the films of the year. I really loved that film.
It was so funny.
That was a really, really good film, and there are so many more films coming out for this time of year, like spooky films. So I love that. And then the 6th and final tip for this video with romanticizing autumn is to appreciate nature more and to appreciate the way that the world looks at this time of year. I personally think that, ironically, even though the world is dying, it has never looked more colourful. Like in autumn, the beautiful orange in the leaves, it really fills my heart with a sense of home, like a sense of warmth, with a sense of that I'm not alone. I feel like sometimes you can just get sick of seeing the color green, and I like seeing orange. I love seeing that those colors are around in the world. The trees have only just started to turn orange, and really it's October where that starts happening, but for me it happens very quickly, and then suddenly it just all goes and disappears and all the trees are dead. So I think what I love to do personally is to go through like the forest, go on a little walk, pick up some like leaves. Last year I actually picked up some leaves and I used them as bookmarks in my book, so that's a really cute idea. And I just think even hugging trees, being in touch with nature, asking nature how nature is, like how are you, nature? I've never even thought to say that. There it is, giving us oxygen. We don't even ask how it is. We're a bit rude.
That's true, isn't it?
As human beings.
Okay, so moving on to some of our favourite YouTubers to watch. My top few favourite YouTubers for autumn is definitely Desi, darling Desi. Her YouTuber channel is just so cozy, so autumnal. It's just a vibe, like it's genuinely just a vibe. I feel just so like warm watching it. I feel so happy. I feel so cozy. So definitely watch that. That's number one. Number two is a good old Zoe Sugg vlog. I mean, I'm watching the ones from like years ago. Watching those vlogs where she goes to like pumpkin patches, where she does these autumnal things, just brings me such a sense of nostalgia. Especially if you've been watching Zoe Sugg for a long time, like me and Fleur have been watching her like our whole life, our whole childhood. So just watching those old vlogs just brings me such a sense of nostalgia. And my third YouTuber is probably got to be Tam. I love watching her vlogs where she like resets, where she gets in the autumnal mood, that it also comes in the form of productivity and just becoming the best version of herself in that autumnal vibe. So yeah, that's my three favourite. What about you, Fleur?
That. My three favourite are Hannah Elise. I love Hannah Elise. She just does like the most coziest vlogs ever, and it's also like entwined with a bit of self-development. Then following on from that, you have Becca Watson, also like self-development cozy videos. Her videos are really artistic. Like she's into cinema and she's into filming, and she's actually working on directing a short film right now, so you can really tell that through her YouTube videos. And then I'm in between two, so I'll say them both. Sophie Di Loretto, who I've definitely spoken about before. I just love her whole vibe. I love her videos. I love her personality. She just makes the coziest videos ever and has the coziest bedroom. And then lastly, Mark Ferris. And if you know, then Mark Ferris is Zoe's best friend. And I just think that he does the coziest videos, especially at this time of year, because his favorite time of year is Halloween. But also, not even just the coziness of the videos, he shares some of the best advice I've ever heard. So I really recommend his videos. I love Mark Ferris.
Oh, another one as well is Hanan's Corner. I love that one. Hanan's Corner,
Hanan's Corner.
Yeah, not Hanan, but Hanan, like Hanan.
Hanan's Corner. Hello, my lovelies. So this is future editing Fleur coming in here to say that unfortunately the last 10 minutes of the episode where we went over the books that we wanted to share got cut out, so we couldn't do that. And so Molly and I have decided that instead of worrying about it too much and refilming it, because we can't, because we literally only filmed this episode like the day before it's coming out, we're just going to do a whole separate episode where we're going to go into the books that we love and the self-development books that we love, and maybe some books that you can read this autumn, and any extra things that we didn't get to mention in this episode in that episode. So I'm really, really sorry about that. I know it's been cut off. There's not a proper ending. That's why I thought I would come in now, just to say that things happen. Sometimes everything is not in your control, and we've had a lot of issues with our own computers and storage space and just everything. It's not been easy, but you know what? In the face of adversity, you just got to keep going. And even if there's difficulties and challenges, you just have to keep going. And that's your little reminder. So including with the lost footage, we also couldn't have the end section where we talk about what we were doing this week to stay grounded. And that is really frustrating. But I guess this is going to be the first episode where we don't really go into that. So we'll make it up to you in the next episode. But yes, thank you very much for listening today. And all the links to mine and Molly's YouTube and the Instagram podcast will be in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, we do also have a YouTube under the same name, the Being Grounded podcast. And if you're listening on YouTube, we do also have a Spotify where all of our previous episodes that aren't on YouTube will be on there as well. So we will both see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Bye bye.